Zach Yelton here with your March 2023 Low Country Landscape Report. Thanks for tuning in today. We are in spring, full swing, and although it might not be the first day of spring yet technically, we are feeling it. Our soil temperatures and air temperatures are warming up. We will surely have another day or two in the cooler weather. May even expect a frosty morning. We generally expect a little bit of a frost in early part of March. So we're not quite over the hill yet, but we are getting very close. And we're seeing that as evidenced even today. These big viburnums right behind me are flushing out, and that is a sign, just a product of a really warm end of February. We had temperatures close to 80 degrees toward the end of February, and that made everything pop a little more. So a lot of spring excitement coming. What our maintenance teams are looking for this time of year, obviously if you have a live oak tree on your property, you may or may not know this is the time of year those leaves drop as the new leaves begin to emerge, and so they are making a mess. So we're not out of the woods yet on leaf cleanup. Our maintenance teams, if they are maintaining your property, you should expect some cleaning out of the leaves, blowing out materials underneath plants, and getting that stuff mulched up, and cleaning up for spring. It's also a great opportunity, great time for refreshing of mulch or pine straw. If that's on your property, we'd like to be thinking about that this time of year. So please reach out if you have a need on your property, and we'll do the same if we notice you getting a little thin. The other thing that we are doing this month, our maintenance teams are getting geared up for spring fertilizer for the plants. We're not quite ready for turf yet. Again, as a reminder, we generally don't fertilize grass in March. The grass might be able to use some of that we would put down. However, with soil temperatures still being a little on the cool side, the grass plant really won't be able to utilize all that fertilizer we put down. So we don't want anything to leach through the soil unused, right? So we want that grass plant to utilize it, and so for that reason, we wait until April, at least April, to get that first application of spring fertilizer down for our lawns here. However, plant materials toward the end of the month of March, we'll be putting down some spring fertilizer on the necessary plants. So anything that needs a little help coming back, the tropical stuff, any plants that are weaker, maybe a little discolored, our guys are going to be fertilizing those in a granular form around your property on the maintenance accounts. And the last thing to remind you of, we have just gotten done most of our properties who signed up for spring pre-emergent. Those were finished by the end of February, and although you might see some spring weeds, some broadleaf weeds pop up in the lawn, those are weeds that we weren't necessarily targeting with the pre-emergent, right? The pre-emergent was targeting certain weeds, stuff like crabgrass, goosegrass, lespedeza. Those things were being targeted with our spring pre-emergent application, and any other broadleafs that are hanging around in your lawn at this time of year can be taken care of with a post-emergent treatment. So our guys are working with a selective herbicide to get rid of most of that. The last thing to remind you of, irrigation. Get a lot of questions about this time of year. It is a temptation to you start to feel the 80-degree days, and you want a quick jump outside. Let's get the irrigation running and turned on. So while it might be a good time of year to go through your system and check it, make sure everything's functioning right and tuned up for spring, you don't quite need to turn that system on just yet and get consistent water from the irrigation system on your properties. We've had a fairly wet winter this year. January and February even, we've had a considerable amount of rain and a pretty regular rainfall. So our water table's high here right now. Established landscapes are totally fine right now. No need to push the water this early. We've still got cool nighttime temperatures, so it's really not demanding a lot of water out of these plants yet. So I would encourage you, though, by the middle part of March to be looking to get these systems up going 1 day a week, and maybe even toward the end of March, 2 days a week, depending on how the weather is going at that point in time. So anyway, 1 to 2 days a week would be ideal. As we move forward into spring, you can look to bump it up a little more. We'll talk to you more about that in April. So again, thank you for your business. Thank you for watching today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Kate or myself or anybody in the office is happy to help assist you with that. Happy spring.